Hello and welcome everybody to Game 2 of STJuly versus WeMadeMoon. This is going to be Game 2 from the NASL Grand Finals 2011. My name is Glitch, and in Game 1 we saw a nice win from July with a very big roach push. WeMadeMoon went for a very economic style of play. He expanded and was just droning like crazy. He was about 20 drones ahead, but July just went with a very nice timing attack, had his opponent scouted, knew that his opponent was droning very heavily, produced a lot of roaches, and just attacked with a very big swell of roaches on 2 base with a lot of Zerglings to back him up, and was able to just take out all the forces of WeMadeMoon, and he was just not able to rally in the kind of forces he needed to defend. So, as I said, we have Game 2 here from the NASL Grand Finals. This is going to be on the map Crevasse. This is a very interesting map for ZVZ. It's got a little bit longer of rush distances, so rushing is a little bit less likely of an option on this map. And spawning here in the bottom right corner as the blue Zerg, we have STJuly. Spawning in the top right corner as the red Zerg, we have WeMadeMoon. Both players right now just going for just a lot of drones. This is becoming a very common theme in ZVZ these days. It's very common now for players to even go for a fast expand, and it looks like we might even be seeing STJuly go for that fast expansion, which is actually both players have gone for that fast expansion. Both have gone for a 15 hatch, so both players doing identical builds. Like I was saying, this is becoming more and more common in the ZVZ matchup, especially on the Korean servers. A lot of times when I watch those Koreans streaming live, then they do tend to go for this fast hatch, even in the Zerg versus Zerg matchup, just because it's just becoming more common, so it's becoming a little bit safer to do so. The early pools are getting to be a little bit less popular, and that economic style of play is starting to kick in. That's due mostly to the fact that spine crawlers are just very good in that early game. You can, especially in a map like this where the rush distances are a little bit on the long side, as well as the fact that your natural expansion is up on a high ground and inside the base, inside your main base. This makes that fast expanding on this map in particular a fairly safe move. Both players now throwing down a spawning pool. Looks like July's is just a tiny bit ahead of WeMadeMoon's. That is because Moon did go for that gas geyser first. He went for a gas and then pool, where I believe July went for the pool first and then gas. So his pool is going to be up just a little bit sooner, but this also means that Moon's Zergling speed is actually going to be up a little bit faster. And sure enough, we can see now that WeMadeMoon's Zergling speed is now coming up, and I expect to see July's coming up here and starting any second now, and there it goes. So both players pretty even right now. If we check out the harvester count right now, both players are pretty close to even. Surprisingly, July is 3 workers ahead right now, and that is actually kind of not a good position you want to be in for Moon. In ZVZ in particular, even one drone can make all the difference in this matchup. It's very common for players now to, like I said, go for that economic style where they go for more drones and then just use spine crawlers for that early defense, as well as drones. I mean, it's kind of been becoming more and more common for Zerg players in any matchup to get a lot more drones early on, just because drones are just actually really good. Drones, now it's very common for players to defend 2 Raxes and early bunker pressure with just drones. It's very common now. So just because of how good the drones are, if you just don't get that early pool and just get a ton of drones really drone up heavily, then you can actually defend quite a lot with just drones. And even if you lose some drones in an attack in an early 2 racks and things like that, your drones actually do amazingly well at holding it off, and it's getting a lot more common now to see players go for that just heavy drone style of play with just that queen and drone defense. WeMadeMoon now moving across the map, does have a Baneling, morphing in a whole lot of Banelings. Holy cow, 6 Banelings, that is a ton of Banelings. In the meantime, more Zerglings are rallying in. Looks like he's going to be going for a lot of really early pressure. Checking out the drone count right now, he is way behind in Harvesters. He really needs this attack to do a lot of damage. All the Zerglings now moving in. Looks like they are going to manage to get a queen kill, but a lot of Zerglings now being produced by July. Looks like July streaming with a lot, and a few Banelings now moving across the map. Man, Moon is going to need to be really careful how he controls this. He does not want to lose. He doesn't want an even exchange of Banelings and Banelings and Zerglings, and holy cow, sorry, I can't talk while I'm watching that. It was just 2/10 of a moment there with those Banelings right on the butt of those Zerglings, but, or on those drones, rather. But it looks like July is going to be able to hold off this attack. His roaches are now up, and he's actually produced quite a few roaches. This is a lot of roaches on the map right now. 9 roaches currently moving across the field. A lot of Zerglings and more roaches are being produced right now, and these Banelings are just going to be completely ineffective. July way up in food count right now. July at 52 food to WeMadeMoon's 40 food, and if we check out the harvester count, he is up in harvesters as well, 25 to 22 harvesters. He is definitely in a good spot. His economy is just going to be a little bit better, and Moon is just not producing any kind of roaches. No roach warren up yet for WeMadeMoon, so he's going to have a lot of trouble holding off this many roaches if July does decide to move out, and these roaches are doing a lot of damage to these Zerglings. These Zerglings need to pull back. He's going to need a ton of Zerglings if he's going to want to hold off this big of a roach push from July. Looks like July just might be going for another Roachling timing attack, as he is now producing an evolution chamber. He's now getting that +1 attack upgrade. From that last game we saw that he used that +1 attack upgrade to time his attack. He timed his attack so that just as this +1 attack upgrade finishes, that is when he pushes into his opponent's base, and it's a pretty devastating timing attack. It can do a lot of damage because you hope that just as that roach attack upgrade finishes, you push in and you hope that yours is a little bit ahead of your opponent's, and that you will manage to get an edge on that attack and hopefully be able to take out your opponent's roaches before his +1 attack upgrade completes. It certainly looks like that is the case, as July is going for that same style of roach play. Looks like he's massing up a lot of roaches right now. He has stopped drone production, but it looks like WeMadeMoon is going to be aware of this. He is producing a lot of drones yet again. He's producing a ton of drones. He is now at 40 drones to the 23 of StarTale's July, and he's going for now double evolution chamber. He is not going to have the unit count that he's going to need to hold off this many roaches. If July goes for that timing attack again with all those roaches with that +1 attack upgrade, he's going to be able to do massive damage again, unless Moon can get up a lot of roaches here pretty soon, or some spine crawlers. He really needs to get up some spine crawlers. Spine crawlers really do well against those early roach timing attacks. And looks like he's going to control the middle of the map right now, so he is going to have sight when his opponent moves out. But I think July, he knows this timing attack very well. He knows that this is going to be a very well-timed attack. He knows that this is going to be devastating. Again, he has stopped producing drones, so he does not... He's really expecting that this attack is going to do a lot of damage. He really needs this attack to do a lot of damage. And I would say that July is an excellent Zerg player, and he knows that this is a pretty strong attack, and he's pretty confident that he can deal a lot of damage with this attack. He's now moving out with all those roaches. Only one more roach on the production tab. I expect now to see a lot of injects going on and a lot of Zerglings being produced to try to back up all these roaches as they move across the map. WeMadeMoon has seen these. He is on the Zelnaga Watchtower, so he sees all these roaches moving out, and he is now producing a ton of roaches to try to combat this, but he does not have a very high roach count right now. He needs to hold those roaches on the ramp. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's moving back. He needs to be sure that he holds those roaches on the ramp, but they are not at all doing that. He's allowing all the roaches to get into his base. This is going to allow them to get a very good concave on all his units and be able to do massive amounts of damage, and these roaches are... All the drones now getting pulled. These roaches are not doing the damage that they need to be doing against this kind of a roach timing attack. Their +1 attack upgrade is done. More Zerglings are now coming across the map for StarTale's July. Looks like Moon tried to send in his Zerglings into the base of StarTale's July, but was just unable to do the kind of damage he needs, and it looks like WeMadeMoon is now pulling back, trying to save as much time and buy himself as much time as he can to produce a lot more roaches. All his drones and roaches are now being pulled back into this corner to try to reduce the amount of July's roaches that are firing at once. But man, this is so many Zerglings that are now streaming into the map, and it looks like July is going to take Game 2 with the exact same timing push he won Game 1 with. Very well-timed attack here. This is just an absolutely devastating attack. Zerg players, are you watching this? If you want to go for this style of an attack, this is just such a strong style of playing in that ZVZ style of play. As I said, especially because of many Zerg players now are going for that more economic focused style of play, going for this early roach style of attack that it's really kind of all in, but it is such a strong all in with that +1 timing attack. So looks like StarTale's July does take this series. This means that there will be no Game 3, and StarTale July took out Moon in a 2-0 at the NASL Grand Finals. This means that StarTale Tales July did move on to the next round. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please comment, please subscribe. I heart my subscribers oh so much. I love you guys for all your support and all your views on my videos. So, yeah, that does it for me, guys. More soon, more casts soon. I hope to do more, so tell your friends. Let everybody know. More views are always better. So, that does it for me. I am out, guys. Glitch out.